No, it's coming. Okay, 1 second.
Hayal, can we start now?
Yes, go ahead.
Kiran, you can start thinking.
Okay, thank you, Shrikant. So, welcome everybody for the session. I hope you all had a good lunch, and we will make sure that you don't fall asleep after that. So, starting off with the agenda, so it is. We will start off with the vision, mission, and values, followed by the market size, and then we will move on to discuss, where we stand as far as the Reva performance is concerned, followed by the various other analysis and matrices that we will be implementing to help Reva, revamp their strategies towards getting more business, more revenues to its core. Can we please move on to the next slide, Tiago? Yep. So for any organization to be well established, to be well, to show exceptionally well performance, it needs to have a proper vision followed by mission and then the values. The vision that we have for the Reva is to become the most successful partner. Like in nowadays, if anybody wants to Google or if anybody wants to search anything on internet, they would say just Google it. And if anybody wants to send any, courier, they just, come with the slang, of saying just FedEx it. So similarly, if any professional or if any corporate person wants to scale themselves up in the educational background, or they want to upskill themselves in the career, we just want them to think Reva in the top three list. So that's our vision. And to accomplish the vision, we need to have a proper a planned mission to achieve that. So the mission that we will be inculcating, we will be implementing in Reva is to ensure that whoever passes out from Reva, they need to be an enterprise leader. They need to revolutionize the entire market that that it is functioning currently. At the same time, ensure that all the learnings, all the education, all the talent that they have derived from Reva, they should be able to implement that in the live scenario out in the out in the practical world. And the values, of course, we need to respect each other. The accountability, the sense of ownership, the sense of taking the responsibility should be in any leader, or should be in any person if they want to achieve greater heights in corporate world. Yep. So can we please move on to the next slide now? Yep. So based upon our research, this is the market size that we have found. So all in all, we have 50 lakhs, 50 lakh candidates that we can target out for. But 50 lakhs is something, that is available India wide. And that stands for total addressable market, out of which 15 lakhs 15 lakhs is the one that is serviceable. That means we can further filter out 35 people, 35 percent out of it, and then target just 15 lakhs. But if you further drill down to the fact that it's not 15 lakhs that we need to target, it's 7.5 lakhs, and this is purely based upon the fact that we have taken the statistics based on the fact that the people who have experienced, people who have some sort of experience of more than 5 years, they are more inclined towards taking race program or any program, that they would want to upscale themselves in terms of education or in terms of career upscaling. Yep. So can we move on to the next slide now, Tiago? But we do have a link. We do have a link. We do have a proper research done. We have just not put up this number just for the sake of it. We have done our research. We have done our proper background check to come to this figure, which we'll be showing it out.
Kiran,
Yeah.
slide needs some backup, right? Because we don't know. Suddenly I saw 50 lakhs and I was wondering, is it in terms of rupee or in terms of people?
People. It's in terms of people, ma'am. It's not rupee. It's
So
not revenue.
what basis? Is it working professionals numbers in Bangalore market? Where
Yes,
did
it
you
is.
get that number?
So 50.
That
Reach that
Let me
7.5 lakhs.
that Tiago has that link, ma'am. We have done the research. We have done the background check on this.
let me add a point here. The 50 lakhs is total IT population all over India. That is tier TAM. SAM is IT population
No, no,
which
it's
in
wrong.
Bangalore.
It's wrong. It's wrong
Bangalore.
statistic. Wrong statistic. Show me the data. Show me evidence.
Tiago, I think it is in Bangalore, right? 50 lakhs.
15 is in Bangalore. 50 is in all over India.
You know what is the
So
yeah 3 lakhs is in SAP. No, I'm talking in not exactly Bangalore, but where is your data? You know Bangalore population. All of you are Bangaloreans, no? What is the Bangalore population? Huh? 1.8 crore.
0.6 crores.
Okay, so they've added 20 more lakhs people there. 1.6 crore is Bangalore population. Out of that, you're saying 50 lakhs is the.
No, ma'am. So 50 lakhs is not 50 lakhs is the Indian IT. The first is the total addressable.
We are 1.3 billion population. No. So you need either you put the source or in units. All that has to be very clear.
I think that is for the Bangalore, Tiago, right? 50 lakhs.
You can't be so naive. Be smart. Don't be so naive.
can you give us a way of how you find the correct number, but we want to understand how it actually come out.
Who did this slide? That person has to speak.
Yeah, everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
the
we all
team.
collaborated.
We collaborated and
So you're telling that Indian IT population is more than 50 lakhs?
Absolutely. So show me the data. Where did you get?
Yeah,
What
so,
is the
so we don't know whether this is the correct number or not. How did you come to this number?
yeah, I'll share the link.
Okay. And if you can explain, not just the link, but I mean, maybe just give us some sense, right? And let's say if you don't have any links, how would you estimate this number? Can you also walk us through, if possible?
Yeah, that is what it is, sir. So if we just go by the numbers that's been depicted here, so 50 lakhs is something that we have termed it out to be as the total number of candidates, out of which 15 lakhs is the one that we need to target, because they are the ones who are who fall in that category of in terms of age, above 30, below 45, and
Yeah.
out of which 7.5 lakhs are the ones who are experienced, because there was a statistics that was showing that just because of having that age bar limit, I mean, if any candidate falls in the category between 30 to 45, he may not be working in IT all throughout his career. He might have switched to IT when he was 35 or 36 or 37. So that we have further filter it down, and 7.5 lakh is the number that we all determined it to be conclusive, wherein those are the candidates that might be looking for some courses or some options to upscale their career, to upscale their education. So there was some calculation done. So the
Can you
link, I
show us
think.
that calculation?
Yeah, sure.
If you don't mind, can you pull it up very quickly?
Yeah, I can share that actually.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not looking at the 15 and 7.5. We will come to that later on. But how did you come to 50? If you can just go through the rationale.
Yeah. Can I share the screen?
Yeah.
1 second. Yeah. So this is the link. if you could see the link point that I'm highlighting, so direct employees of 50 lakhs in the strategic year added 4.2 lakhs and 4.5 lakhs new jobs to take the overall direct employees to 50 lakhs people.
How do you do market sizing?
Please put this link in the source there as well, people. But we'll have to read through the article. So it's NASSCOM data is what you're saying. So you should put that as a source there in that slide, right? That put a star and say this is based on the NASSCOM fiscal year 2022 estimate, right?
So we didn't want to clutter it much, so I thought of explaining that. Yeah, we'll put that.
Yeah, because you could have just preempted this question overall, but we'll have to, investigate whether this number is correct or not, because our sense was that it should be higher, but it may be, that's what we have. Because if you look at the number of taxpayers, that will be, I'm just looking at the, top down. It's 1% of the population, which is 1.3 crore, right? And then if you can say that 20% of those are actually gonna do that, so that's like, yeah, I mean, I think that may be a good number to begin with.
This is the data. So this is the data we took. Like this is the assumption to start with. In the sense, like this is the data we took. So we further drilled down. This is the total addressable target actually. In that again, the serviceable is like we only took the Bangalore thing in that. In that we subtracted the non-IT, and again we took off 0 to 3 years, and finally we arrived at the figure actually that Kiran was showing now.
Yeah, and we also took the age reference into the consideration to filter few candidates out.
Yeah, you should specify all of that in the appendix somewhere. Yeah.
Sure, sir. We'll do that.
Sure. Yeah, Kiran.
Okay. Thank you, Tiago, for sharing the screen again. Can you please? So, sir, can we move on to the next slide now?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Yep. So this is the SWOT analysis that we have done specific to race market strategy. So the strength that we have, derived that race has, the race REVA program has is that it is a government approved. It has government approved courses, and it is in the top 150th place in university ranking, which is a major boost factor. And then it is placed.
Sorry, before you go on, Kiran, 150th, is it the NIRF rank?
NIRF, sir.
So just specify all of those things, right? Because I mean, otherwise we will say, where are you coming out with these numbers from, right? So just say NIRF 2021 rank. Yeah.
I think we have a slide for appendix. That is where we have mentioned everything, right, Shrikant? The last.
Ideally, you must have a star mark and then mark it somewhere, right, on the slide itself. Otherwise, who is going to go to appendix?
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. We will do that. We will just mention that in the bracket. Yeah.
150th place in NIRF ranking is one more word to be added to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And which year is race is marked ranked fifth? Which year? So very, very specific. Attention to the detail, or devil is in the detail.
Sure.
Shows the thoroughness. 3 times higher than average fee. On one end, they told very competitively priced. On one end, you are saying it is very expensive. See how individual understanding changes. I think it is competitive only. It's not that. 3 times higher than average. Whom are you comparing?
Yeah, we are comparing with this upskill. Upgrade. Yeah.
Upgrade. Which program of upgrade? What are you comparing? 1.8 lakhs for online what? Okay.
2 to 3 times, right? Like, roughly.
You will not get an AICTE approved MBA program.
That is there, ma'am. So that is there, but slightly.
But Shinu, ma'am, we did have a word there. I mean, while mentioning that, I was just about to say that there is a difference between buying an Adidas shoe and buying a 500 rupee shoe. So that is something that we wanted to discuss there.
So whenever you're writing anything, back it up with facts. Otherwise, it's just a personal opinion, right?
Yeah.
And in these kind of settings, that won't fly. 63% dropout since 2020. Who gave you that number?
Ma'am, we internally, like we took the data from our B0, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
especially with the lockdown.
Yeah,
we
I mean,
did see
we didn't bring it out explicitly. Yeah, the COVID is the responsible. Yeah, we'll be covering those details later.
those details are mentioned in the marketing strategies.
Okay.
Okay, and the opportunities that we definitely see with Reva is implementing RPA program, which is specifically has to deal with the robotic courses, and of course the edge computing, which is the cloud courses, which I hardly see in Reva, and the fintech. This is a live example that has been taken with my own personal experience, wherein even my wife wanted to get enrolled in Reva, but when she came to know that there are no financial courses, that was a bit of disappointment. And the last one is IoT, the Internet of Things. So since all the IT companies are now moving towards cloud or IoT, so we would definitely want Reva to give more preference towards edge computing, fintech, and IoT courses.
Sure.
Okay, and the
It's
threat
not upgrade. Upgrade.
upgrade, yeah.
He is not right.
Sorry, he is not here.
Okay,
We'll
and
correct. We'll correct that. Yeah.
and the threat itself, it's a appreciation to Reva, because apart from IITs, IIMs, there is nobody above us. I mean, above Reva. So IITs, IIMs are the only threats that we have. Apart from, yes, those who are not willing to travel so far, or travel to Bangalore and get themselves enrolled in Reva. For them, upgrade or online courses is the second option. But nothing below anything that the Reva is undermining or treating as a threat, apart from these options that we have mentioned. Okay, so I believe the next slide will now be taken over by um, Tiago.
Yeah, Shrikant. Yeah, Shrikant. Next is Shrikant. Yeah.
Somehow it's very on the same line, right? All the presentations are not giving me any surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are muted, Srikanth. Srikanth, you are muted.
Yeah, we are saying that they're coming in the future slides. The
Oh,
surprises,
wow.
not immediate, but yeah. So this was the growth share matrix. So the cash cow, like where we categorized y-axis market growth and relative market share in x-axis. So here the cash cow would be is the cyber security. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, and the star would be the business analytics. And we categorize the question mark in the sense like the artificial intelligence and the cloud, which are the new entrants. So we put them as a in this category. And the dogs, since all this, see, we are not retiring or killing off any courses here. So we are not put in anything in dogs actually. Since we need to improve everything, because business analytics is been there, the star performer. So we need to bring the cyber security to the stars and move slowly the artificial intelligence and the cloud to the cash cows and then to the stars. So that's the plan. Is it fine?
Okay, no comments because you don't know the story, right?
Yeah. So this matrix looks different from what we saw in Jyoti's and Taruka's presentation, right? So I think there's a little bit of a difference over here in terms of the specific program, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in question marks, we are putting new programs. Dogs, as Shinu mentioned, we have HR
analytics. Yeah. So there are some differences within the class in terms of whether these are the right programs which belong to that category, right?
So how do you move, say, relative market share and market growth, right? These are the parameters on which you are mapping these. So are you able to relate that way? That market share is very high in question marks, but not doing well.
I think the question mark should come this side and star should go this side.
Hmm.
The dogs as well should come on the left side.
Yeah, the quadrants are long. Sorry. Yeah, like,
I mean, the marks are incorrect, Shrikant.
yeah, correct. Yeah, we'll correct that. Yeah, the quadrants are misplaced there, but yeah, dog should come at the bottom left quadrant actually. Yeah, but yeah, the context. I mean, that's why I explained the irrespective of quadrant. I just explained uh, the quadrant does actually, in the sense like what star, what cash cow, what question mark, and that will change the align it to the.
Question mark typically, these are the portfolio products portfolio who is working in an absolute brilliant market, but showing poor growth, right? Showing poor growth. So I won't agree when you say AI and cloud architecture is in a great market space and poor market growth. Because you don't, in fact, our AI program is better than business analytics program.
No, ma'am. Okay, that's right. But point taken. But what we are telling here is we don't have a data, right? Because they are the new course, right?
No,
Like it's not like we have.
none of your consultants will get any data. You have to get.
No. What I'm telling is, see, business consultants, we have at least 4 years data because it's been there from past 4 years, right? And cyber security also maybe 2 years data. But here, whereas this is the new courses, we don't have that information. So this we feel this is the only quadrant where it fits the question marks.
High market share and high market growth.
Yes.
That is stars. So you have ultified this whole quadrant.
No, ma'am, don't. Yeah, the quadrant. Yeah, quadrant wise. Yeah, as I said, like quadrant is messed up bit actually. But the I'm saying the quadrant meaning. I'm saying.
Question marks means market share is high and market growth is low. So that means this AI and cloud architecture question marks must come to this left side. Anyway, we understood what you want to say. But that's why you have to be a little data driven to even put this. No, you can actually create bubble charts, right? You know bubble, no?
Yeah.
So in a typical BCG matrix, you will see, say cyber security, what is the number of enrollments, what is the revenue, it could be number or a revenue generated. Whereas business analytics, revenue could be lower. So it is a smaller bubble. Other one will be bigger bubble. So think little creatively, think with time. I think if you put enough time, all of you, I think even if it is four people spending 4 hours, that is 16 hours of true work. If it goes in, then all these things will change. Right?
So we'll correct this.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one. So this is the market strategy that is directly the answer of thing. So here we categorized like existing product, existing market, existing product, new market, existing new product, existing market, and new product, new markets. So we have a strategies. We align the strategies for each of the quadrant. So first is under the market penetration. So what what we feel currently is like, yeah, we have a degrees, like we get a business analytics or we get the MS in cyber security and all, but we are proposing like why not introduce a dual degree like MBA in business analytics and cyber security. So something like that. So is a suggestion from our end as a consultants.
See,
So
dual
that
degree programs with some of them may not be very, what is that, may not be commonsensical, but typically dual degree programs are complementary. It says that part of it here, part of from a foreign university. But the challenge would be that if working professionals, foreign university, if there is a movement, they have to go there, then it's going to be. But if it's completely online, that foreign university degree, you can take it through online mode, then it makes sense. But combining analytics with, say, cloud and get two masters.
not exactly, ma'am. Like something like cyber
For example,
analytics. I mean, cyber security analytics or cloud analytics.
computing plus edge computing. That's a good combination.
Not like everything goes like, but that has to be a business case. Business of studies should be done on that actually. How
So
viable is.
you can mention all these things, no? Some example. Otherwise, it is just dual degree programs. Okay, I mean, it's like GAN only. See, move from GAN to action, actionable insights. Because we are all, I am tired of GAN only.
And
Can you empathize? Can you sit in the seat?
Yes, the thing is, what will be the example of the actionable insight in this, means whatever the lesson is proposing, right? So we
So
can,
take one. Say when a consulting comes in, they can take niche area, or they can give an over broader view of passing status and then moving to next stage, right? Maybe I can show. I don't want to show.
maybe one example which is provided, so we know that okay, where we actually stop it. Maybe we just stop at just recommendation, not converted into actionable action. Or something is actually actionable, but maybe we are not presenting it properly. We can actually.
I can show one. Let me see.
Yes.
See.
Kiran is muted.
Kiran, you are mute.
Kiran.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, ma'am, because I was just trying to emphasize on the dual degree program, because in the current IT scenario, I have seen in most job description or the requirement for the job that the IT managers are being chosen is with respect to the technical and the management skills they are looking for. So, the people who get enrolled purely in, the technical degree, they again, do some 6 months or 7 months course to get the manager, course done in their resume. So for those kind of candidates, especially those who want to, aspire in making their career as IT managers, for them, dual degree will definitely be like a boon, because it will have the advantage of both technical and managerial skills. So dual degree, if Reva is offering, today, me and Deepak will get enrolled immediately. That much I can assure you.
Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you, ma'am.
It is a yeah. Business analytics is supposed to be a techno-functional degree. That's why this course, right? This course or earlier courses on.
see, what is the competition edge, ma'am? Like having a dual degree now is nobody is giving that. I mean, in the market, right? We don't have that. So if we can explore that option, right? If it is feasible.
AICT has a very set of names. You have to give degree in this only. By the time AICT realize the world will end, they are that slow.
Engineering in AICT approved this one. Like the curriculum is all like so rigid, it won't change so fast. Like every 4 years, the syllabus used to change when you are doing engineering. Then it came to every 2 years. Now they are doing every year something, some small.
Very little change.
But for us, when the 4 years is like too
Syllabus
much.
can be changed, but delivery is not changed.
That's 85% attendance. And so many things, the same rules for 15 years.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So the next quadrant is the new existing product and the new market. So which we coined as a market development. So what we feel is, see, we currently we have this restriction 0 to 3 years. So as a consultant, we analyzed and there's no point keeping that now. No longer valid actually. So we can take this off, and no, we can allow even the freshers to take up the course, because we see the long run, right? We see that in many of the projects, being supported by interns. So it doesn't make any sense having that clause or something. I'm not sure if it is followed to the code, but better to take that condition off. And again, one more thing we also feel is like, the data we feel is like we can increase the PhD seats.
PhD seats comes with more severe restrictions than any of these, right? PhD seats, depending on, we have two things. One is market demand. We get every year about 1,000 applications for PhD. Only say 30 to 40 people get admitted. That is because the guides are not available. Each of the guides can at a time guide about 6 PhDs, and most of the guides are full. But if some departments opens up, that's why it is not increasing the seats as a money making, and it's not a revenue making program at all. We are looking at creating papers, publications, etc. through PhD. right? It's for NIRF ranking on research and innovation development. So it's not, and PhD course is about a lakh or less per year. That's all.
You can let them know this is presentation.
This is like may not be a direct help, like as you said, right? It creates a lot of visibility and more intakes and all. So this is the way we feel it can actually help us in increasing our market size with this. So that is one
Freshers,
aspect.
freshers market, definitely there is a gap which we have to address, but we need a different business model for it. It cannot be that rigorous this program.
If
We have to dilute.
if you start taking freshers here, then Reva University MTech programs, what will they?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're competing within your own
Yes,
organization.
yes. So that is why we have stayed away from 2 years. We want 0 to 2 years of experience people take a break and go and do full-time program. Once you cross 2-3 years of experience, once you have a family and all that, it is difficult to take full-time break and come. That's why we are catering to this market. But we can think about something else for this 0 to 2 years. So one thing which we are proposing now is induction training for companies, right?
Induction training, yeah.
The large scale of recruitment happening at freshers level. Now companies spend about 3 to 6 months training them. That training we can get it also. So that is one revenue model, which we are discussing with Accenture actually. I hope that works out, then it's good.
Okay. So
It takes,
sorry.
it takes time. Everything takes time. Everything takes about lobbying. Getting into B2B market is about lobbying. Whom you know, how much you know, what you are ready to share. Yeah, go ahead.
So next quadrant is existing new product and the existing market, which we coined as product development. So right now we have a plethora of this thing courses, but we can further enhance it with blockchain, IoT, edge computing, and even RPA. So this can be looked at adding the new, because blockchain I somehow feel like that's in parallel with the analytics, but why this has not been still taken up in. Yeah.
In 2 months, you will find a course from RISE in blockchain. We are working on it.
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am. So coming to the new product and new market, what we feel is we feel the school is not untapped market so far actually. So how about doing because now even from third standard, fourth standard, people start coding in Python now. Python is nothing like yeah. So those areas like so that can be tapped. Some curated courses for school and.
Different market, different business models. See, nobody is doing business models here, right? Moment you change your target group, your entire thing changes, right? The way that we are addressing to you is very different. We don't need Dr. Sima. We don't need our right? For a student-centric program, we need different delivery mode, different projects mode, different complete pricing, everything changes. So, identifying this target group, most viable target group, and aligning business resources, developing that. So it's not like writing one line and saying that now you start this. Okay? That's why companies take time to pivot. No? Why we are not pivoting? Why you are not pivoting? Like say, I want to move from my role to analytics. This pivot first need mind change also.
These are all the suggestions, like in the sense, like whether it is we should be vetted. Actually, this idea, right? It's just an idea. We don't think about the people, the infrastructure behind this. Actually, right? So we just said that there could be a market there. School could be a market where we can tap because of more this digital thing and all. The people are more aware, right? More exposed to the coding and all now at the young age now, right? So like by junior, something like that, right? Saying some code.
My question, my problem statement would be: you have one year's time. You have this much of money. What would you do for this? What would you do, and what is the end goal? Will it change? So you have to think from a consultant's point of view, from the we need to have absolute empathy.
Yes, ma'am. That part we are covering later. We don't with whatever the money, right? Whatever the 10% revenue, right? So we are not asking more. With that, what can be achieved significantly will be covered later with my teammates actually. So we're just this is just a suggestion part. So where we can take it up. Further, it will be covered later. So in the further slides, we will be taking it up. So yeah, coming to that, the reason why we should go for a new course like new subjects like blockchain and edge computing. These are few of the data that is supporting data for the same. So where we see that there is the four times growth in the cloud edge computing compared to 2017 to 2025. So we could see that this is across. I mean, in the sense like in terms of this is across in whole world. I mean, not like in per se of India actually. So the next slide gives I think Indian data.
Sorry,
You have
go back.
changed the.
Yeah, go back. I mean, there is no cloud computing in the charts over here. There's nothing called cloud edge computing in the chart.
Why are you changing the story?
No. No, cloud. No. Actually, yeah, Arpi. So what has happened is this cloud edge computing. This is showing the split across various domains in that. So how much is that cloud edge computing?
Okay.
But why are you changing the storyline? Where is the story?
No. Storyline is see the reason why. Okay, the new market that we can tap, right? So we are this slide is to support that, like why we should go for edge computing or why we should go for a blockchain. So that information, the previous slide, we are just showing two more slides for this to say that growth is there, so we can introduce these courses. It's high time that we should introduce this. And yeah, Arpit, to your question, like this is like how much the sector that per sector it is contributing the cloud computing.
Yeah, got it. But what is the significance in breaking it down by the sectors? I mean, are you saying that focus on a particular sector or focus?
Yeah, here if you notice, like we are saying that in all the sectors, right? It is there is a significant growth. It's not like any restricted to any particular sector, like even be it manufacturing or be it IIT telecom or it be it transportation or logistics. There is a significant growth. The cloud edge computing actually.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, Dev, can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So yeah, one more the thing is what we feel is I think that was Skip saying like we can introduce a new course in the fintech actually like fraud detection or fraud analytics. So that course could be added that we skipped saying that. So so here we're listing the market for it actually. So if you see that there is a 10.3 CGAR in the global fintech market. So so and coming to this India. Coming to the India, there is you can say it is increasing four folds actually from 2021 to 2025. So in terms of billions, right, it's 1,300 billions actually. So currently we are at 435, so it's projected to increase four times. So these are the few areas to we put in here to justify the need for the like to adapt to the new courses actually. So this is the data and future slides. I think Deepak will go over the future slides.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Srikanth. Yeah. So, in next few slides, we will be talking about some of the problem areas and also the scope of improvement. Okay. The things which we are presenting in the upcoming slides may not be pleasant to ears, to be very honest, but this is what we have seen as an improvement for RACE or REVA program. Okay. So I will start with a small story. Under this headline marketing and branding, so I was having a discussion, I mean not to one or two persons, means I used to tell other people that I'm doing an MBA program. Okay, so the first question would be, okay, from where are you doing your MBA? When I tell them that I'm doing it from Reva University, so first thing, I mean, people will ask, okay, where is this university? That is the first question which I usually hear from the public. Okay, I know. I mean, um, it's a little bit
Oh, don't
I
worry,
mean tough
don't
to.
worry. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah. So Shinu ma'am, if I
Somebody today in the class was telling about SRM University. Taluka asked, what is that? Right? SRM University is quite famous.
Yeah.
so
No?
if I yeah.
Nobody has heard, right?
SRM, lot of people are not.
Lot of people.
VIT is more famous.
So,
VIT is
yes. Okay.
VIT is more famous.
So just now Jyoti told somebody from which place? Orissa somebody told you. So it is because these are all locally placed universities, not national presence are very poor, right, for these universities. So this is okay. I mean, it's not that maybe Deepak's circle is coming from a very different. Where are you from, Deepak? No.
So, ma'am, I mean, I work in Bangalore, so most of the time I used to talk about in front of my colleagues, okay, because they generally used to ask when I have to take off for some exams or some presentations.
From
So,
Bangalore? Are they
uh,
from Bangalore?
no, basically I'm from Haryana.
No, where are they from? Your friends? Who keeps asking where is Reva? No, I'm not telling.
Yeah, so my friends are from both. I mean, they are from Bangalore. I mean, from south as well as from north part of India.
I don't know. Huh? Bangalore people should. I
Yeah,
really
Reva
must
is
know.
quite famous.
I really
So,
want. Okay,
so
we'll leave.
yeah,
Yeah. Maybe your circle don't know.
No, ma'am.
yes.
I think I support Deepak's point here because when I was scouting for the university, right, talked to like many of my friends says, why are you doing? I mean, not to upset anyone. Like, why are you doing there? I've not heard of it. Like, do it in no, triple IT, do it in upgrad. That was the thing. Like, so they were saying. I mean, so yeah. So that's where we feel like the marketing and branding is not up to there, and probably Deepak will explain further.
That is, I 100% agree with you. We are not
If I
marketing only
just
what we have.
may I
Yes.
continue?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so if I roughly talk about Shinu ma'am, I have spoken to let's suppose 50 people, and out of that, only one girl who was aware of the Reva universities and its programs, and that too, what she said that she stays near to the Reva University. Okay, and when I talked in detail, I got to know like. When I talked to her in detail, I got to know that she actually inquired about the BTech courses in Reva. Okay, and there also the feedback was like the university teaches in a school type format. Okay, I mean they're behind the students or that kind of branding and marketing was there. So I just want to highlight that what kind of thinking people are having who are aware of Reva, and if they are not, I mean we need to look around some solution for that. So when we were discussing in the group, we got to know some. I mean, we conclude some of the points like how we can help our university to be a big brand. Okay, and with that said, first thing is like we should be giving more advertisements in the social media about the university. Okay, second point is like we can invite more top data scientists for public talk. We have seen that we are conducting these events, but there is only internal people involvement. I mean we are not saying that if it is being published on the social media sites or being circulated to the I mean other email IDs apart from our Reva University, so that they are well aware of it and they can also get some benefits of these public talks. Okay, and in the similar way we should organize some of the master classes and boot camps for the public so that people get to know more about the university and what we are teaching can be shown in the boot camps. Okay, so that they can improve and they can get to know about our courses. Similar way we can organize other technical events, kegel and blackathon related events we can organize. Another thing, I mean we can also include a package, initial package, when the people enrolls or participants enrolls for the courses, they should be given some catchy t-shirts or something, because whenever we roam around in Bangalore in our places, we see that some people they are wearing IITs, IIMs t-shirts. These are already existing universities, they are well known brand.
We used to have the white one, no?
Yeah,
White Reva
I am
t-shirt.
surprised. Let me check why
We
you
didn't
have
get
not
it.
got.
Yeah, Shinu ma'am, we didn't get.
Oh, well, you got a bag and all that?
We got a bag.
No,
That is
Customer
right.
return on
Didn't
it.
get
no,
a
Shinu
bag.
ma'am, I didn't get anything.
What bottle?
Water bottle.
Got diary.
Water bottle, no?
No, what is You carry this bottle like this.
I just want to add here what Deepak has said, right? Example, talking about this master class, right? I see that the scalars, right? So well they are doing, right? If you they have this master class actually on the weekends and all. So they cover all the topics on the about this data science and all. And so well they are organized, right? Like we can take something like some if you just leave their message, their number or something, right? They'll just create a group, WhatsApp group. So the mechanism is so quick that they don't leave you actually like. So they catch you there, and from the master class they'll try to observe you actually. So that's the intention to have a master class here. Yeah.
Yeah, noted. Kaggle we
Thanks.
just started. I hope they will have more
Yeah,
Kaggle, but
Kaggle
have
we
you
have
have you
started.
registered?
We have a Kaggle master now. They can train.
Yeah, the training is going on actually parallelly. But why?
We have registered. I saw your email.
Okay. Register,
Thanks,
whether you
Shinu.
do that is different. Just to register. Okay. Industry experts, we have Women Tech Awards, no?
Yeah, ma'am. Apart from that, I mean, yeah, that is there. That's a good step. Apart from that, I mean, we can have other categories, data scientists, eminent data scientists, and how we can award them actually. So that was the intention.
He has a lifetime awards and all that. They do. Yeah, we will check.
So Shinu ma'am, what one thing that we are doing all these things, but it is not reaching to public.
Yeah, exactly. We are busy working. Nobody knows. Marketing is failing. You are the face and ears of us marketing. All of you.
Yes, definitely, Shinu ma'am. We are trying it from our side, but um, I think
It
Ma'am,
has to
ma'am,
be.
just
some of the money needs to be allocated to
yeah,
university
but
side.
just a feedback, ma'am. The water bottle which Reva gave, the pen which Reva gave, right? I still use it and I've given it to my sister. And through that, even my sister friends, they know what Reva University is and they, inquire about it. So maybe if Reva can give their students more freebies, right? Like t-shirts and all.
But why didn't I get that? Okay, that's that's not
Because you're in
that's not.
Haryana, Deepak, you're very far.
Oh, okay. Bangalore people got it.
Because VMware, ma'am, VMware every occasion they give some or the other T-shirt, and I don't remember when
Goodies.
was the last time I purchased any T-shirt outside because I wear the clothes gifted to me by VMware.
No, we had that practice, but after
Uh-huh.
this COVID,
Uh-huh.
we just
And we have a Remo University, not race. So we are not marketing race.
There's
we
the
are
marketing
Reva.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's what we were telling. Race
There is no
not
race,
Reva.
only
not
Reva. Only
Race
Reva.
Reva can be there because we want Reva's brand.
And you know,
But race is
like
not
that intern proctor, you have that
That,
article.
PR,
There also it was like
there are
Reva,
Reva
nothing about race.
If it was race Reva,
If it is race Reva, then people will start, noticing race.
but even if it's, when people see Reva, they'll think about BTech engineering.
Yeah.
The people who are in university, my teacher, they are also don't know about the race.
Race.
Even the security people, they are like, what is race? Why you want to go
Yes,
inside?
my class teacher asked me, where is this? I don't know about that. They tell me like, actually, I told them that I am ma'am internship. Don't worry, I want proof. I was like, you are teacher, you don't know about that.
Consultancy is not required for this.
May I proceed further?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
Deepak, I
Tagu, can you
think
move to the next slide, please?
since many people are talking, I think we have hit the right note.
Yeah, we hope so. We feel yeah.
So guys, I think everyone actually pointed out on the marketing thing that race is not marketed properly.
Here we are with program delivery, Jyoti.
Yeah.
Oh, you already got the response. We did.
This is the crux of what we were planning to target actually. So we can go.
Actually, actually the
Okay.
CloudX, right?
Market doing
CloudX, within CloudX, no, we also did know many people don't know. Because
They
of
marketed race. They marketed via race.
and I started then attending that webinars I used to post this, and my friends also they saw in LinkedIn they started attending CloudX. That's what I was saying. We have to arrange such things, giving the certificates, right?
but it should be
Because
race.
yeah, race only. Race has to do it and give some certificates. That's simple.
So these are immediately we can, so I've just given some instructions. So today we will see something in the but
So
all that we can do.
ours is actionable insight then.
Okay, don't listen to that.
No.
I was
Water.
First time I am listening Shinu, I'm laughing so much.
Otherwise, you will say give them something cheaper. Okay, let's get on, guys.
Okay, yeah. So the another field area which we found there is some scope of improvement is proper guidance to choose the course. Okay, what we have observed, like by doing some anonymous surveys, checking with the people who have already dropouts, okay, and looking at the access to LMS portals, what we have found that 50% students they have landed up in the irrelevant courses. When we talk about these irrelevant courses, like I feel like some of the students, or based on the feedback, some of the students they should have chosen for the cybersecurity program with their current expertise, but they have chosen business analytics. So yeah, we are agree if people who are trying to do some transition in their roles or careers, that is fine, but there should be a guidance from the university side while choosing up the course. So um, um, from my point of view, I personally feel that I should have chosen for cybersecurity because that is more relevant to my technical expertise. Okay, I'm in VMware virtualization field, and I ended up with in this selecting this particular course, MBA in Business Analytics. I accept that there should have been enough investigation from my side before doing that, but what I feel like the people who have dropped out, one of the main concern or main reason is that they have landed up in the irrelevant course. If we would have if would have given them proper guidance, they should have chosen this course, and might be they would be still continuing with us. So this is one area which I think university should look around. Okay. Second thing,
If I may add, Deepak here, what we are saying is current setup is like Deepak mentioned, the people come in, they say they want to join some course, and there is no check and there's no vetting of his CV or no whether he's appropriate or something, right? So he's been allowed to decide and get join the course. So what we need to bring in is a layer like our mentors or no some third party team where they can analyze the CV and analyze his interest and further action Deepak will tell. So we can get in some layer, right? So there they can then like a counselor or something, right? So where they can decide whether this guy go through the CV and whether he's opt for that course and where the decision can be taken. So in that way, I think that reduces, we feel a certain amount of dropouts actually. Yeah, Deepak, sorry, you can just continue.
no problem. Thanks for adding up, sir,
The
Shrikant.
new students, all the new students that the business development team brings, there is multiple level of calls we do, right? So there is definitely all of them I would have spoken. If it is analytics, I'm sure Dr. Sima speaks, if not 100%. Cyber security, Sandeep Vijayaraghavan speaks, right? So no students come directly to a course. There are 3-4 checks already happening on the fitment of the program and the participants. In fact, which you don't know is that our rejection rate is actually about 70%. All of you who got in after multiple terms, I'm sure I have spoken to all of you. Right? I have spoken. Sima, in some cases, have spoken. Right? So our rejection rate is actually 70%. We do not take a lot of them, which you are not seeing. And that's why we struggle, because we want everyone to fit and all that. But still, I am not very sure. Are they some of them, like say Deepak says that I would have taken cybersecurity. I understand, but those who have come thinking that I don't know which course, then we would have given these different options. If we don't have such courses, we would have told that somebody else might be giving. So we are giving life advice, not that this program is the best for everyone. But if they are dropping out because they have joined an irrelevant course, I have seen that. That will not be 50%. That will be about less than 10%. Because then we would have actually warned that person. So I know personally some of them who have left. We warned that it's not easy. It's going to be you have to spend time, technical expertise, some bit is required. Still they join and then they leave, creating a lot of trouble for us. Nobody is coming in without rechecking, Srikanth. No one. No one.
Yeah,
No, no, I
it's good
understand.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good
that's
thing, ma'am. Yeah, for
what.
BH07, it did not happen for BH07.
So, Srinu, ma'am, surprisingly, when we all were discussing this before, we four said that we should have chosen cybersecurity.
My God. But
So,
I
and it
remember,
was, I mean,
No,
I think you
actually,
might
we
have
don't
started
want to
this
generalize.
guidance.
Yeah, we just want to see that step was missing. I mean, yeah, this might be the case, individual case actually. So we not be subjective. But what we are saying as a whole is like we should have some process actually, stringent process where the decision is final. Like it's not be like a flexibility there. Okay, not this, not there. Like either you are in, you are not there, or you're not fit there. That's it. Do that course actually. And we are suggesting. I mean, we are coming up with. We are
what
proposing a new
what
solution.
ISP does is that selection committee is by along with the faculty,
Correct.
two alumni. Two alumni will be there in the selection committee. So we have asked our alumni to be part of the selection committee. They have, how busy all of them are. So we are still figuring out. Because alumni will be able to look at the person and say whether you will go through that program correct or not. But we would bring a layer which as you suggested. Because that's good for everyone, right? Instead of having a degree and with all heartburn and paying money and you are not going to use that in life, it's a major disaster.
Thanks, ma'am. I think we have one more in this similar line. We have come up with a new design. I mean, new this thing that Deepak will share.
Yeah. So one suggestion from our side is like prescriptive analytics model. So what Reva should do, they should maintain a complete database of all the participants, those who are coming for some inquiry or enrolling up for the program, and this database should include the overall experience of the participants. What is their current expertise? What is their current role in the specific organization where they are working? What are their current skill sets? And which courses, I mean, the participants who have already opted for the courses, which courses they opted for, and how these courses help them to grow in their career, like what if they have done some career transitions, some career jumps. Okay, and based on this data, whatever the other participants they come for inquiry, we can develop a model to suggest some courses so that they can I mean get into the right courses which can help them to grow in I mean in their career. So I think that prescriptive analytics model should be devised.
We are building, but have you given that data to us? Well, I think Angel is behind all of you to give the data. Have you all given?
What data?
Angel.
Yeah, we are given.
Yes. We are building that repository. Okay.
It would definitely help. Like, I mean, this will make the counselor or mentor's life easy actually. So we can show them the data actually. If somebody is persistent, right? So we could show them, convince them, show them with the data. Like, okay, with a certain experience, right? This, most of the people opted for this one, and
Okay, coming to the next point where we are basically adhering to the module lesson plan. Okay, this is our internal study, and also discussion with few of the students and participants in Reva, what we have observed that whatever is lesson plan shared with the shared on LMS for a particular module or batch, that is not completely covered. And few guys who are already into the business
I can
analytics field, they are in this field.
Deepak, why are you saying this? Every module you can speak up, right? That's why intern is here. Why 72% the lesson plan is covered? Why we are not speaking up? This is a
It's not
collective responsibility of everyone, no?
saying is this is based on the lesson plan that is shared and the video analyzing the videos, right? So this is not a feedback actually. This is a suggestion we are doing actually. This is what
No,
is happening.
but, this is definitely a feedback, right? So it's a collective responsibility of the class to make sure that everyone follows the lesson plan. So one
So
of
ma'am,
the
we were
We
coming
have
to
a
that
suggestion.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a suggestion. Yeah, Deepak will.
Yeah, so ma'am, we were coming to that point actually. So we have a feedback system, right? That feedback system is not anonymous. What I feel like there is some kind of hesitation in giving the feedback to avoid any kind of impact on our studies or our courses. So that comprehensive anonymous feedback should be there, and it would be better if we can have this session. Based on per day. Like once we cover a day session, we can get a feedback like what kind of students feeling, whatever the topics have been covered, how comfortable are they with those topics, if it has been covered to their expectations or not. Or we can also have audit by some other mentors, or we can, I mean, if money allows, then we can do an audit by the third parties.
point taken. Anonymized feedback. That's why nobody is giving feedback.
Yeah, ma'am, that is very much important because I mean, I don't want to disclose that, but yeah.
Okay.
Every module we give feedback,
Very nice. Okay.
but no action.
Okay. It
But
comes to me.
some of the modules, the action need not be required because we'll think what is done, how it is, we are done.
Mostly we actually check the feedback. But we are actually taking no feedback. Let me check.
This feedback, that feedback is the overall course. This feedback is about the what they're saying is about the lesson plan.
Actually,
This is per day feedback on the lesson plan.
told means verbally we are giving feedback. We are asked to give in LMS. We gave in LMS, but no action was taken. They are giving feedback.
But for feedback, we have to call you people like 4 or 5 times. Please
I mean,
give
used to.
feedback.
I mean,
Please,
used to.
please.
I mean, used to.
Huh.
See, once usually what happens, end of the module is our module exam. That is the biggest question. Once that is done, it will like, that module is done. So we have to start next module. That week they ask the module, we get back to the previous one. So again, going there, will take some time, but usually we give most of the.
Okay, point taken.
Thank you,
This
ma'am.
feedback, this feedback is not for the overall what we are discussing, right? That is there. I mean, end of the module we discuss how it went and what was the subject, and but this feedback is how much about the plan, the day plan, how it went, how much percentage was covered. So it's a per day plan actually. It's a separate feedback.
In the lesson plan format, they were supposed to, interns were supposed to write, right? How much is covered and all that. Okay, got it.
Yeah, should
Okay.
be okay.
And the last point which I'm covering is like the learning portals. We got access for CloudX for initial 7 or 8 months, I think, and I think it is for everyone.
We used to do that earlier. So like,
Yeah, what is covered? We'll bring
No,
that.
actually,
I'm sorry.
yeah, ask, sir also we asked like when we are covering this, some DL thing is there when we are covering like that. So we used to tell okay, these things.
Yeah, lesson plan is because we have agreed upon that this is the lesson, right? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. The CloudX, right? The point what Deepak said. See, I mean, the validity is tool because when we realized actually to do something on that, right? Apart from our coursework and all,
We
it was
once
lapse.
we started actually understanding what's there because we didn't know concepts and all. By the time we actually started properly using and regularly doing this, suddenly got over.
You send a mail. We are not. But what happened to CloudX kind of thing is We give 100% everyone and when we take the usage report, because it's a money for us, right? Usage report, not even 2%.
Ma'am, actually it's the timing, ma'am. Initially, what like 6 months we do not
Don't give an initial response.
yeah, don't give. Maybe after the few models, especially after we learn ML and come to the advanced business part, right? That time is the right time to actually start. Then we can understand.
First 1 or 2 months only the Python part of it. If you can give access,
That's anyway free.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
anyway
can
free.
just say attend and use the Python part.
Okay, but anyone wants validity to be increased, send a mail to program office, we will explain.
Yeah, but we don't know that process. That's what. So see, when we thought of doing, actually that was expired. The Flodex was getting expired, right? When we feel like doing some sessions, right? So it was not useful at the right time, actually. As someone said, right, like it should either delayed or we should extend it forever, like for 2 years, right?
Only for this all comes with a cost, Shrikant. So if you want specifically, you can send a mail. We will link. Everything goes back.
Yeah, this is sure. This is a suggestion in as part of program delivery.
See, we are with
So,
everyone who is studying. If you like, some of the alumni is so active that they want some of the latest classes LMS to be open. We are okay, provided the usage is very high. Usage is not high, we will remove even that perpetual one. It's not
Actually, it is like sometimes it feels like individual interest also. Because we were interested in attending some of the AI classes, some modules, but not everyone may be interested in that. And only a certain point of time, not at the beginning.
That's why we have to modularize everything, and it is easier for us to do that. Otherwise, typically once you get one access, so many things will come along. Our LMS is not designed the way. Yeah. Go ahead.
okay, I will now pass it into Tyagarajan to conclude this presentation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Deepak.
Tyagarajan, you can take it.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak. Yeah. We have some. We identified some problems and also solution again for the program delivery department. Yeah. When it comes to study materials, um, we feel that booklet for each module has to be given for the students. Booklet in the sense, booklet which consists of 100 to 150 pages, uh, pages of content. Okay, because for example, let's take a machine learning. There are a number of topics are there in machine learning, but in our race, we are not covering all the topics in machine learning, only 50%, for example. So for only the 50 topics, what we are covering in race, for that we can prepare a booklet that can be given to students. So this will be helpful for them to revise and also useful for the exam point of view.
At the master's level, PhD level, all these things have its, same school level, they will have one paragraph only.
Yeah.
Once you reach UC level, okay, write 5 paragraphs. Once you reach BTech, okay, this is the guide.
Yeah, we understand, madam. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially things
Yeah,
like
competitors like IEM also giving like this booklet.
Yeah.
and it will not help you in exam because exam we will ensure that you get questions out of syllabus.
Yeah.
Because life is going to throw you that way.
It's more about the application actually, machine learning, deep learning, AI, Tyagarajan, right? So I mean, I think the concepts are very well standardized. What probably would help is case studies that you solve and try to get better at work and refine. And that's where we spoke about the Kaggle competition, right? So I mean, more of you should participate because there are a lot of things that you will learn when you actually building those models yourself, right? Versus we trying to pack everything in a booklet, right? Frankly speaking, I haven't seen any of the places where they are doing the ML booklet. Does anyone know? Like, I mean, I don't think this concept is.
So when IBM we were actually having this, they actually send us books, truckload of books on. I'm sure first batch of participants we had booklet on say some of the like SPSS modular and all that. Each page you look at and you say this step by step, no screenshot by screenshot. And when you try to implement, things would have changed. This page is not working, that link is not working, this setting is changed, that because this technology is moving so fast that if you try to print or even if you capture as a soft copy, it has to be continuously developed. And any point of time, they would come back and say, "Oh, this booklet is not enough. It's only covering." So it's another worm of, can of worms will open up. So what we are now planning is maybe an index. That these are the broad understanding of this module must have, and these are the projects that they must do. That's all, as part of it. Now, how do you do that project? There is no screenshot by screenshot.
We have that already. Before starting a module, you have what will be taught in this module and few papers. If you study
Papers, yeah. We want you to read more papers, and then I think those are the ways that a master's level should be held.
Yeah,
Not
papers are a good idea.
Yeah.
People should read. If you go to archive and some of those places, right, and research more things. Curated list of videos can also be given from outside also if you want to read more, right? But I'll just talk about my personal case. So I mean, I've recently maybe bought 5 or 6 ML AI deep learning books. I haven't finished any single one of them, right? Because it's more about what you really want to apply, and then you do the research on it, and then you're actually able to get the benefit out of that, right? So that's another thing, that most of this learning is on-the-job learning actually versus the classroom learning. So you have to learn the application. That's why you actually pick up the more concepts there.
If I have to understand anything more, I just use the data pipeline. After, it's like a brush up for the.
I need to update that. So that's one thing I'm taking as an assignment for myself.
Really, the link is
NLP in computer vision is what I'm going to load in my blog now. So I'm working on that
really
presentation.
Even if you can add something on descriptive first.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a challenge. Yeah, as you all said. Yeah, computers like IEM, they are giving the booklet. That's what we thought of to add this point. Yeah, IEM is giving booklet for postgraduate program in executive management.
That's different. So I come from that background, right?
Yeah.
Say for example, this course, right, consulting. What is MECE approach? What is BCG metric? These are all there. You are not changing that, no?
Correct.
Those executive management training compared to analytics and these technology programs, giving them theory. Theory is very, very different. We are here at applied learning, right?
No, not in this term, ma'am. Actually, yeah, this is right. What your Ragarajan was mentioning from the perspective of knowledge and from the perspective of interviews, right? Yeah, we know that we can Google and get, but just something in handy, right, might help in interviews or something.
We definitely are. I think Dr. Rashmi is working on something on projects, identifying the right projects that everyone must do. So that we started working. We'll see something out of this. Not be exactly study materials, but 10 projects you must have completed at the end of first year. So something like that. Yeah. No, I mean, so we are building that with the help of mentors.
Okay. Next point is short videos need to be prepared. See, we are uploading all the videos, the session videos in the LMS, but when we are again we want to see the video, it is like almost 7-hour video or 8-hour video. If we want to search for a particular topic, so it would be good if we can split the video, the long video, based on the topic wise, so that people can go and search only for the topic. If they want to learn only the topic, they can go and search. They can listen.
Yes,
Because
I agree with that.
uploading the entire day-long video is, I mean, we can keep it as a reference, but it
It's
is
like
not
searching
useful
needle
for
in the haystack. Yeah,
it
searching
is not
needle
easy
in the
for
haystack.
learning purpose future.
See, videos are there, but very difficult to go through actually, because we will not go through everything, right? So a particular thing we need to go through. I don't know. It's like searching needle in the haystack, because 8 hours video, no, like even if our memory is that good, we don't know. Like, okay, we can say that it comes in the second half, third half, but still be very difficult.
We can index the video and show the time, like this particular.
Yeah, something like
point.
that. Yes,
Things
yes.
like that, yeah.
That's not a good option. Yeah. Yeah. The next point is lesson plan execution. Yeah, again in RACE, we are following the university approach, approach. So what we feel is we should introduce a use case driven approach. For example, first we should start with the use case, and post lunch, we should have a hands-on session. In between, let's take a use case, then we should cover the theoretical part, what is required for that use case. But ironically, what we are doing is, I mean, the same university approach, the regular traditional model. First, we teach the theory part, then second session we'll take the hands-on.
Just send me all of the information and then.
So this can be use case driven program.
Got it.
And the next point is students engagement. Yeah, we see not 100% students are engaged in all the activities like exam or assignment or even the class. So we can increase the student engagement by giving the group assignment. Yeah, this especially this module, right? This module is very good. So we have got a decent group assignment. So actually, we all of the students, we are fully engaged. There is no place for escape. Yeah. So this way we can improve the student engagement. And the second point is the room split for hands-on. Yeah. So these room split was given by RP for this module, and there was another module. Room split happened. For other modules, there is no room split session. So especially post second session, we can split the students into 3 or 4 rooms. So each room we can give some 3 or 4 students. So we can ask them to do hands-on together. So that way they can learn what they have listened in the morning session. Yeah, this can be adapted for all the modules, but we see only RP has taken this approach, room split. This is good, really good. Definitely increases the students' engagement.
It depends on
Thank you.
the program and the type
Yeah,
of.
that's a challenge. Yeah, based on module and mentor and content. Yeah, we can design something. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Anything else, folks?
Yeah, just 2 more. Yeah. Any feedback from others?
Wow, our perspective, we are covering all this is like to improve the engagement of the student so that the dropout will be less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me move on to the next slide. Yeah, this is regarding the operation. For operation department, the real headache or challenge is the dropout and course fees. Dropout, we see 63% of students are dropout, especially in the post-COVID batches. Yeah, and a mismatch in the student expertise. So students are landing up in the relevant courses, right? We saw in the previous slide. And so these are the reason for dropout. Students must be engaged in better way. And offline mode classes will help us to will help them for better engagement. So if you address all these landing up in the proper course and proper engagement, and if we conduct offline mode classes more, so we hope that dropout will be um, reduced. Yeah. And for course fees, yeah, people expect 0% loan we offer. Yeah, it is not currently
0% loan?
Interest.
interest, 0% interest. Yeah.
0%.
No, actually, yeah. When I like in the sense like gradually these things are improving. Like now, earlier only few banks were there with high interest. Now I think now it's reduced to some less interest. So we are proposing like why not, because like upgrade and all they have zero interest loan. So why can't Reva like Race has the same feature here actually for the students or from no people who can't afford, right? So the zero interest would be a better yeah step in that direction.
Yeah, we can negotiate with the financial services company what we are dealing with.
So I will tell you something, I mean, because I come in from the financial services, right? So there's nothing as 0% loan. So basically, I mean, they have to necessarily make the money on that loan, right? And
Yes, yes, yes.
we are incurring, and they will not pay that amount of money to onboard, you or anybody else for that matter. So what these people who are doing the 0% loan, what they're doing is they're actually paying them the interest, right? So they're not necessarily charging you, but Upgrade is paying the interest to the bank, hopefully, right? That's what they're doing. But they're also not doing from their own pocket. They're actually charging you more. So if I place the cost of the course is 1.8, now the interest cost is going to be 20,000 more, from which we're going to charge 2 lakh rupees from the student, right? So just the marketing gimmicks, but good idea nevertheless.
So what if I'm not taking loan and I'm paying full month? So will I have to pay 2 lakhs in that case?
So that,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's extra money they're earning.
So this is the
That's extra money they're earning. Because no financial institution will say 0%.
They're taking from us.
Nobody will.
Suppose the visa is taking loan and 0% interest, the interest will you have, I mean the interest will take out from his fee. But since I'm not taking interest, I will be paying you
Because it's my internal P&L that I don't have any obligation to share. Like if I'm charging this fee, so for the people who are not taking the loan and paying me completely, actually I'm earning more for them. Right? Versus people who are taking a loan from me, then I may be actually having that extra cost, right? And it gets spread because the cost is not at a customer level. The cost is at the overall group level, revenue cost. So if I'm having 100 students, what is the revenue cost for that? 150 students. So those are all the things that you do. And I was part of some of the fintechs where we were doing these things, right? So where they say that this is free for you, that is free for you, but there's nothing for free. So we all
take and it gets split in the group.
See, if we have to give you discount, so that is why I don't suggest. So like what our option is that instead of giving you discount, we absorb the financial partners want that discount to go to them. I would say I want to give to participants, but in that process you are not realizing that you are losing this. So either say 50K discount directly comes to you, but the interest of this one, say 8%, 9%. Vis-a-vis, you get 0% interest, but full fee. You pay 4.5 lakh, full fee. What the difference, no? And 4.5 full fee and 8%. Compared to you get 50K completely and pay 8%, or the other way. That you pay only 4 lakh. So at the end of it, again is going to be safe. So I hope you got both the scenarios, right? That we need
Usually
to
they apply for loan when they don't have that lump sum amount, which is 4 lakhs. That's the reason I apply for loan and slowly they want to repay.
yes.
But even though this 50K discount is there, they pay goes on 4 lakhs.
Depending on, suppose Ravi says that I can pay upfront, then it was 4K. We have 4 lakhs. That is 50K discount is given to you. But if somebody says that I want to go to loan, but I want 0% interest, his fee is going to be 4.5 lakh. Well, that 50K will go to the bank.
In the form of interest.
Yeah. The other thing that, I mean, why they are incentivizing the 0% loan is onboarding the customer. And they know that most of them are the working class people. Actually, they can cross sell the other things. So even if they don't take the money, so let's say, I mean, a grad may have a favorable deal with the bank, like that. You charge lower interest rate, I'm going to pay you 3%, right? Because it's a B2B loan, right? There's no risk. The reason why they charge the higher interest rate is because it's service-based pricing, right? So I'm taking higher risk that you will not return the money. I have to have the higher interest rate, right? Now, if Upgrade is saying that I'm going to return you the money, then I don't have to charge that much higher interest rate, right? And that the cost of acquisition to onboard, let's say, Mosamil would have been, 6,000 rupees for me. Because now I'm actually pushing credit card to you, health insurance, buy this, buy that, right? So I'm just going to bombard you.
Again, the numbers also, right? Upgrade would have said, okay, I will have 200 students sign up for loan every year.
Absolutely. So all of those dynamics really come in there, right? And that's why, some of the places they offer you free credit report as well, right? But they actually pull your credit report and then they will do the marketing, right? And when I was working for one of the fintechs over here, if you were to get a good sourcing done per customer or per prospect, it was coming out to be around 6,000 rupees, which is very expensive. Just to get a prospect. For one. Yeah, just to get a prospect. So that's why, credit-like business models are very successful, that they are actually paying you back, but they are actually creating this curated list of customers who are similar. Right. And then they're actually cross-selling that you're using their credit points in some other place, but you end up buying more. You usually do all of those things with just marketing. Great. So last team, folks have to leave by 5 o'clock maybe.
But sir, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just want to end with the statement that though all the four presenters have pitched in for offline mode classes, but we all are from we all have joined online today.
But your presentation says that we need to have offline mode classes. So I think you guys needs to come to class.
Yeah, that is what I was just trying to say. But we will try to come. Yeah.
So he's saying.
Yeah, we have one more slide. Yeah, we have one more slide.
No, you are missing the classroom fund. There is nothing like.
Shinu and Arpita, ma'am, any feedback like you want to give us?
For this operation department
It's not. We are not looking at this kind of presentation at all. I mean, at least I am not.
The expectation was higher.
I think the expectations are not clearly mentioned. Suppose you have one timeline defined. Suppose you have resources limited. What would you do? What would you do? You have this many resources. You have this many time. How will you improve? Improve in the sense not telling that this number, that number, this to be done, that to be done. No, consulting presentations are different. We have to show.
Yeah. Most of the feedback that we've shared earlier on, folks, I mean, we didn't want to repeat that, so just make sure that you make those changes as well.
This you don't need a presentation like this, no? You can send me a love letter to my mail. I will.
Everyone's ready to go.
No. Because is this the presentation? I don't know. Sorry. Because today you will complete consulting in analytics. Now I am wondering, do you know consulting in analytics? Another set of yarn is going to come from all of you. Okay, that's it.
Last slide. Yeah. So this for the placement department.
It's not about my feedback on this. It is about if I have to choose you among all these four of you presented, and you become our consultant, will I choose any of you? That's what Dr. Simha, I mean, we love all of you, but we are not buying. No?
Last team set up.
You can still hold on for a last slide. Maybe you can change your decision.
Yeah.
Okay, for placement, we have some inputs. We get mail for with JDs. So this company has this requirement, and there is no after follow-ups with the students. That's what we feel.
What is that you suggest?
It's coming up later on. Yeah.
No. We don't have so much of time.
What we suggest is like, Tiago, go to the last one, what you said, CV status in LMS.
Yeah, CV status, in CV, in LMS, we can have a one option for a CV status. So the CV is sent to the client, a company. What is the status, whether rejected or approved, or it's a in progress, interview, post interview. So we can give the status in LMS. It will be transparent.
Because many times we've seen that actually we sent out and what happens we don't know actually. We get like many companies, but I mean generally like we notice that we send out the CVs, but we don't know what has happened actually, whether it has gone or it is whether they have not rejected. I mean,
Because what happened in, I think in your case and all that, or some cases, IBM, we sent about 12 resumes, only 4 got picked up. And then they keep saying that others are in line. So they are also not coming back. Right?
no, man, it's not generalized. What you're saying is we see the problem there actually, not in my case. Like, that's the example. So what we are saying is instead of like keeping in dark, right? So if you can get some status or something, right? Like Naukri, we have the status, right? Your something like in the portal itself, you can do right. Okay, this CV, so this has been yeah, that's what they're saying.
And also
So
we can
Shriman,
arrange.
basically, yeah, whatever the
Yeah, Deepak.
information is, that should be conveyed to the participants, the students.
Yes, taken.
So we can arrange a talk by alumni who are placed. Yeah. Yeah. Our presentation was has covered how to scale up the business initially, then what is our market share for race. So after that, we saw the market potential for each of the latest technology, and we have taken each department in a race and what are the problems in that and what is solution, how to address that. So we have covered all the solution for the problems. Yeah, here we are ending. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Next
Thank
thing,
you.
so you have to step out a little bit early today, so you can take maybe 25 minutes to talk about
Something
that.
different here, please.
Whose laptop is it?
Otherwise, I am boycotting this facility. We can put it side, no? Let's think.
But does anybody know the full form of REVA?
Women in education.
Oh, this one will not go only. Vision Academy.
Vision.
Vision Academy. Global 100.
Rukmini is Shamraj's wife, right?
Data.
Right, right.
I have sent one meme. Did you use it? Pushpa meme I have sent. Today's promotion I have sent.
Yeah. See, race positioning in terms of branding images has to be
For race also we are using orange, and Reva also is using, for Reva also you are using orange. So that Reva is coming in front of race. And
Okay.
there should be some distinguish between race and
All right.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Myself Anand, and we have Aruna and Sharon, part of our group. So, first disclaimer I would like to say, we could not completely address the expectations.
This business deck using some consulting frameworks. Bad idea. How to accelerate rates? First of all, business deck.
A preliminary suggestion, something of that nature. Yeah.
Okay.
Some consulting. Some
Okay.
will never use.
Yeah, we actually, that's what I was about to say, set the context, right, and expectations. So we tried to complete this, but due to various challenges.
Is there anything interesting?
Yes, we will go further ahead and just. Yeah. Yeah, so we will value your feedback. Please let us know. So we try to simplify what is that we want to convey, right, by splitting up the entire content into 3 main areas. So where does race stand as of now, right? Like meaning what's the, how does the stats look like? What are the numbers and all that? So we try to get this in this format. Like as per the website, we see there are around 1,000 plus executives trained who are mid-level managers who are aspiring to grow in their roles or in the same company or take a career transition, something like that. And then successfully 1,000 plus people have gone through that career transition. Okay? And then there are 50 plus industry standard or level mentors who are having that depth of knowledge and enabling people here. And then we have partnerships with 100+ companies within just a 4+ years of experience in this industry, right? Which is really good looking at the stats today. And then there are like some of the long-term programs and short-term programs. So we try to list them there. And then we have the participant profile. So this data is very like limited. We took a sample of our class. So from what we know from our friends or teammates or classmates, sorry. Yeah, so we got to know these are the different areas from where they come, right? And this is very important because some of the profiles like the technology management, the IT, that forms the major crux of it, right? Like many people come from there. So these are the areas, opportunity areas where we can look into and see. We will talk about that in the recommendations when we go to the next slides. So I'll move to the next slide. So here we try to use the STP approach, and then it's the same kind of information, but we are trying to put it in a different format. You want to talk about this, Arna?
Yeah, as STP states, right, so which is our segment and the targeting group and the positioning. Just further details of what we saw in the previous slide. So the type of clients are
you sharing your screen? I don't know whether other screen.
Sorry. There is
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can see. Yeah,
you can
carry
see.
on.
So in terms of segmentation, what we could see here is the program is definitely there are different kinds of program for varied category of people, I would say. And the working professionals are again categorized as we do have early graduates, we have master degree aspirants, and also people who want to change their job stream. And in terms of positioning, the way we are trying to position this is as a full-time degree and the in-class lectures and the industry-leading professors. And this is currently positioned in Bangalore as of now, as this is the only center that we have. And this is how we're looking at the SD.
Sharon, you want to cover this slide?
So based on the programs that we have offered, just categorizing it into the BCG growth matrix. Based on the market growth and relative market share, the cash cows are PGDM, MBA, and business analytics, and the dogs, I would say, is PhD. We have only one participant.
It's a very different ballgame altogether. PhD should not be here.
You're not offering that as a product at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have three. Two are dead. One is alive.
Only funny we know, so we have not heard much about the PhD.
Yeah. We have very limited knowledge.
We are not taking over.
We will change this.
Yeah.
So that's why we put them.
Yeah, probably remove that and put other.
And then in stars we have AI, cybersecurity, and CAS. And the question mark is the MS, which the newly launched program. So
We just renamed it.
Yeah. So we need to.
But I think
from the MBA and the MS being two different programs, we were just seeing how it's going to cater the whole industry, because MBA as the kind of background that it has, and MS being a niche area in India, so we are just seeing how that's going to come up in the next few years.
I think we're not able to see the slides. Like it is still stuck at the first one.
That will be repetitive. Have the consistency, right?
Yeah.
From slide to slide over there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we are here on this slide. We try to do a SWOT analysis, like what are all the strengths. Again, the same things. It may sound repetitive, but we have to.
Anand, sorry to interrupt, Anand.
So the faculties is the biggest strength here. People who have good experience.
Is it really saying because?
yeah, it is true, because in my case, in my company, when I like advertise about race, like when I tell my colleagues, I say I mention about things like, you know, one of our lecturer is been addressed as the top 10 data scientist. One lecturer is has been mentioned in Quora as the top writer. So all those things I tell to my colleagues. So they're like, okay, that's good.
See, that's one side of the story. Let me put it in very simple, humble terms, right? At least I can talk to my lecturers here. I can have a personal touch, like you, for example, yourself, Shinu, Mithun, right? JBS. I can call them anytime. I don't think IMB or any other place I can do that. people can debate, challenge. This is my experience.
Yeah, and also to add to it, I think sitting with the top, like JBS and getting feedback on a very small, minute things on our reports or the projects that we do, where he spent like 3 or 4 hours of his time. I think that's invaluable and incomparable. Probably we might not get this kind of exposure anymore.
Yeah, there is that personal touch where we can talk to people, share our challenges, and then get personalized solutions or things like that. Right. So yeah, that's one of the key strengths here, and emerging technologies. So one good example I can quote here is we had IBM certifications when our batch was going through the first year. But immediately I can see there is a change there, and cloud technologies have been brought in, and people are going through cloud certifications, which is need of the hour. And yeah, that's a good thing, right? So that immediate shift is what really impresses me, right? That's another strength. And hands-on sessions, yeah, we have good infra here where we can come. I know because of COVID, we lost that opportunity to come here every week and sit and do practice and learn. But yeah, we have the infra required to perform hands-on sessions, and then the LMS. LMS has abundance of information, like all the books. It could be the videos and the previous presentations, project reports, whatever we need, it's all there. So it's up to one how we can make use of that, right? Like, then in-campus sessions, that is one key driver factor because of which I came to RACE, right? Because online we can sit in front of computer, but again, end of the day we get exhausted and it doesn't give this kind of a feel. So these are some of the key strengths you want to talk about.
I think the weakness, we've listed only one. We are definitely going to enhance that. But here we have a number which says 75% because we have considered a sample of our batch, and what I can see is out of 20 people in our batch, for instance, I think 5 of us are somebody who are still there and who are continuing the course and or even working on projects, and the rest probably are not interested. I definitely spoke to a lot of them to understand the pain areas as to why are they not continuing, and there are multiple factors that I got to know about it. So taking that number, I think 5 out of 25, I see 75% of them are dropping because of varied reasons. I think we can definitely group those reasons and see what best we can do. So that is our pain area, and these 20 people who are actually dropping in are the ones who are going to talk to another 200 people and want to spread the message, and that definitely can be a positive message. So I think that is a main weakness that we see, and we definitely feel that that needs to be targeted and probably understand and see what best we can do there. And we do have our plans as to how we can cater to only that weakness if we consider. So we are definitely going to work on that, but that is the main weakness area that we see.
The linkage that you established is a good one, that people word of mouth, I mean, that's a positive or negative, that basically goes on.
Yeah, because we see like most of our batchmates, right? They are the ambassadors who are carrying some message to the outside world. If their cousins or friends, somebody may want to do MBA, they would always say, hey, don't go to RACE. This was the experience I had. So we want to like work on that one.
Yep.
So yeah. Yep. So I will pick up the opportunities. So under opportunities, yes, placement assistance, there is, right? There is a major drive, calls are scheduled, resumes are requested for. But I would think subjective placement assistance is what is required, because not all the people come here to get a job, because I have a job. I don't need to get another job. I want to transition to the next level, or I want to get to the leadership roles. I need something very subjective to that from the organization, right? The institute. So something like that needs to happen. So again, entrepreneurship enablement, right?
Subjective is confusing. The word subjective
is it?
Personalized.
Personalized, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Subjective.
Sure, we will change that. Yeah. Yeah, entrepreneurship enablement. See, with the new folks coming in, I feel many people have good ideas, but they may not have that boldness to start something, right? They need somebody to guide them. So I know Shinu talks many times about startups and all that. Maybe then they can do some sessions there and see if somebody may be having something in their mind, and they may open up, they may do something. If one of us opens a startup, then that's a major win for RACE also, right? He will be a RACE alumni, and then that will be a good thing.
Maybe I'll just add
Chancellor for funding also would be a good idea.
Yeah, if it is related
to incubation centers, incubating funds are available. All that is available.
Maybe just to add on that, I think I have seen this program in IAM, which is an entrepreneurship for women. And from our organization earlier in HP, many women employees or leadership basically actually went to that program, which was like for 5 days, I believe. And that was really appreciated. So maybe that is something that if we can target, it will definitely be helpful. We have a lot of women folks who are in leadership in SAP. So focusing on a company like SAP or any other organization where they support women. In fact, every organization today does that. So that can be.
We were discussing about cyber security, women in cyber security in SAP.
Yes. Yeah.
So that we are driving.
I have some points on the same topic. We will talk when we are coming to the recommendations.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then crash courses on programming, right? I know when we started, there are some videos available for Python R, but if we can do something like a aggressive crash course, right? Like that is also part of the curriculum, and people are, because one challenge what I am seeing for all of us, right? If somebody is 10 plus years, they may be out of programming because your role doesn't demand you to be sitting and writing code most of the times, and you get away from that. You need to refresh and come back, right? For some people, it's a mix of everybody, right? Like some people come from non-programming background, so they need some start. So if we can have some crash courses there, which can enable them, that will build confidence, and I think that will reduce the dropouts. You want to talk about this?
Threats are like, we have other competitors like Upgrad, Simplilearn and everything, but they have online presence, which we don't. So also there are people enrolling to these courses from across India, but here it's more local, the local crowd. So that would be one threat.
Any feedback on this one?
No, it's all yes.
Okay. So this slide we just took it from
I think we will
internet.
enhance more.
We have put the source as well.
Competitive analysis as a separate area where we are going to talk more on it. So we took it from this source. I think further more work that we want to do.
This was work in progress when we were getting and going.
Maybe a couple of more slides.
Then one more information we got from the internet is these are the top 10 courses which the working professionals prefer today, or it is required for them to upskill today, right? So the ones which are highlighted in green are like currently we are offering them in RACE. So these are the potential areas where we can tap and see if we can start some courses.
Just to add to it, I think I have just moved to project management. I have been, expected to be trained on Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma or the Agile way, and I've already been trained on that. So these are some of the programs, or on ITIL or any kind of framework or the platforms are very dominated in IT industry. So I think these kind of small courses will definitely help a lot of folks. So I think that's the reason I thought these are valid ones.
So then we are straight away moving into recommendations. Yeah, so we have short-term, categorized it into short-term and long-term. So short-term, make presence on LinkedIn more effective. I know we are there on LinkedIn, but what we think is through the existing participants, start posting something and then sharing, right? Make it very obvious. Only then people will know, okay, there is something called RACE exists, and then this is what is happening, right? And then through mentors and alumni. So that's one thing. And then Twitter, we all know it's like fire, right? It just goes viral there. So start putting some trending handles on Twitter and then ask people to retweet and then make it.
When we did RACE 360, I think before you, we were trending on that day because Times of India was our partner. To trend on a day, we need at least 5,000 tweets, right? 5,000. How do we create that kind of a traffic? It's only when all of you pick up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Women Tech Awards, we wanted actually to do that, but we hardly ended up say 1,000. We didn't. Because nobody even attended any of it.
But I did that. I actually
retweeted.
That day we saw them.
Yeah, but like you said, I think it needs to be more.
Now participative. I think a lot of it, along with RACE doing, I think participants, alumni must come together and do it, right?
Yeah. And then to utilize social media influencers for publicity, like get some people who are.
But identifying who are the influencers.
Yeah.
I asked three, none of you have even heard. So who are the influencers?
Ankur Warikoo. Yeah, Ankur Warikoo, and you have him on your LinkedIn, right? What is his name? Anshuman.
He's our board of studies member.
We need to have that person also because he shares so many things about data science on LinkedIn every day.
He inaugurated Manipal, one of the programs.
No, in the one of the video, just to promote upgrade, he created a video saying that how can you upskill and get a better salary like that. That the thumbnail he created a story and they said join upgrade and these courses.
Again, if that's something of similar nature, so
Yeah,
what are similar
he may not do it. There will be a NDA.
India will be there. Yeah, then hoardings near tech parks. So.
I want Aarti to become influencer.
Aarti can do.
I do that.
You only to become LinkedIn only, you can actually do a lot of things. You have the 10,000 followers, right?
I have about 12,000.
Yeah. You can outsource that doing your.
I think Shinu, you should start.
Any advertising media like me, Shinu.
Really?
Yeah. Your husband is there. He's in Amazon. He heads the advertising team in Amazon.
Is it? Okay. I'll just have a call with
Please. Yeah. Today I told him so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that also comes in the next.
I have one of the suggestions.
So, hoardings near tech parks, and then I know race day happened before I joined here. So I think because of COVID and all that, it is stopped. So we need to restart that.
And here our idea was actually to bring more participants from our organization, our buddies, at least one or two, so that everyone brings more people and we can spread this. Right now, I'm already spreading this information in my organization that I'm doing a course here, and that word of mouth is happening. I think when we bring
something
more
like a bring a buddy program, right?
And they see the infrastructure, probably they'll definitely be more interested.
And organization also might be open to give us the data sources for projects. So
and one suggestion is waste day should not happen in Ashoka or anywhere. It should happen in campus.
Campus, yeah.
So people will come here, they see, then they get impressed by that and they will, right? So that's one thing. And then career-oriented counseling for aspiring participants. So what I mean by this one is, somebody comes here with a half mind. Should I really join for this program or not that program? They're not very sure. But because of some other friend or something they heard, they came here. So he's a potential candidate to be admitted, right? But he's not sure. So if we can spend some time, talk to him, find out where he is in his career, and then help him realize that, yeah, if he joins here, spends 2 years, he can have a transition. Then such people also can be converted, because if 10 people are walking in, I don't think all 10 are getting admitted, right? Only 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah, that's that point.
I think for that valid example is me and Sharon, because when we came here, we spoke to Shinu. I was not sure that I'm going to join this program, but I think, like he said, the kind of counseling that I got made me join immediately. So I think it's definitely, that's a valid point. We thought that should happen.
Same for me. It was like, you have only 2 years experience. How can you join? And all, ma'am, you had asked. And my mom also, we were in artist class only for a demo. And my mom was like, no, I don't think you can do this course. All big people are there here. You cannot do it. But
and
today I'm
here.
here.
Also here.
Yes, she was in the demo class.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember you and you.
Yeah, so.
This is the last slide.
By the way, our mom is working in IBM.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so she's also part of our industry. Oh, now a different company. Yeah, you want to talk?
All right. So this is the the last slide, and we have some of the long-term suggestions, and probably one of it where we can help and see if we can actually achieve this. So one is in terms of increased university collaboration with IT organizations. We feel definitely there is a very good opportunity there. I definitely want SAP, to know that there are these kind of programs. So whatever we can do for that, right? Maybe today I don't know what kind of help you need, but if you want to focus on certain group of people that you want to target and meet, then we can definitely do that. So that is one area we want to see.
Yeah. So about this one, right? Like as already Arna mentioned, women enablement is a major thing in all the organizations. For example, in my organization, Accenture, by 2025, we want to make it 50% at every level. Okay, that's a big thing. So if we can design some programs where we will enable women for the leadership roles. I know there are so many trainings in Accenture itself in-house, but something coming from an university will have more value. So I think we need to focus there, talk to people from the organizations, tie up, so we can get more numbers. Volume will be more when we do such programs. Yeah.
And just taking a point from their suggestion, I think radio channel was one of the great suggestion I felt. So I just gave a initial, kind of breakdown as to what it looks like. But this is something that we can definitely work if race is interested. We can see an investment of around 20 lakhs and a duration of ad can be 2 months. And the standard conversion rate is around 5 to 10% is what the radio says. And I got these numbers, because my husband worked in radio FM. So this is what he said. But
these are validated numbers.
Yeah, he told me this as the number. Maybe there might be a different thing, but yeah. So this is maybe one of the area if you really want to consider for advertising that can be. But other than that, there can be many arenas for advertising. If you let us know, we can definitely
radio could be one of the mix.
Yeah, one of them. Probably the investment amount. This is what he said, that we can do this much and we can achieve 5 to 10% is what the standard they actually give.
But
So
we should do it when everybody is back to office. Otherwise, people are working from home.
For traveling. True.
Timing has to be critical.
Yeah, usually before the season, right? Like admission season. 1 month, 2 months.
Like RP said, I think once we are back.
Back to office, yeah, makes sense. Yes. Yes.
Because we are getting prime time. I'm not sure whether everybody is going to tune in.
Yeah.
They would have slashed the prices.
Yeah.
Radio ads.
Yeah, when I asked him, can it be done in 5 or 10 lakhs, he said no. Right now, it will be minimum 20 lakhs. So, or even more than that. This is like just a rough idea that I got.
They have, once you have a right media partner, which will do a media planning, given certain. You cannot spend 20 lakhs on it.
Yeah, I think the total budget would be mentioned was somewhere around 50.
How much?
50.
To marketing budget.
Total
Per year.
No, but like you said, Shinu, the media, I think I feel that only that is missing. Probably if you get that kind of media.
With the new plan, so we are setting up some new plans and some ambitious, big, hairy, audacious goals and all that. We need about 40,000 leads. Leads. Each lead has a cost per lead.
Yeah.
Right? So with this, we will not even get 100 leads. So that is, CPL is very, very, very high.
In terms of budget, are you saying? Or
awareness. See, two things. If you are creating awareness campaign, is different. Yeah. But we have moved from awareness to maybe action kind of thing. So we are looking at getting more enrollments, conversions. Conversion won't happen here. Awareness would happen.
Conversion is the key.
All right, a couple of more. As I already spoke about the women entrepreneurship programs, that is something. And this, I think, before the program also, we just added this if it's possible to get some kind of loans with not zero, but at least very low interest rate.
There. Somebody has to pay the price. It's all there.
I think as the numbers increase, maybe negotiation can happen.
But mostly, strangely, I see is that a lot of our people who are coming for loans, their eligibility for a lower interest rate is very, very bad. Means they are not eligible because they have messed up their finance so bad. I think that course we must start. Personal finance.
So with all the credit and all of those things, so somebody wants to volunteer to work with me, we want to launch a website on credit awareness, civil, credit card usage, all of those things. So I'm looking for warm bodies to come in and help me.
Happy start a YouTube channel and start talking.
I don't want to start a channel.
Website.
I want to start a website. I have already registered a domain,
okay.
So it will be operating in my wife's name, but huge area. I mean, there's a lot of unawareness, right? And people like Ankul Gauri, they are not the financial expert. Because I could tell from what they're talking about. They just read up and then they
just do it in their own style and try to get.
You're the coach in CA, but Ankul Gauri is not the financial.
Correct. Yeah, so they're not the financial experts, right?
But Ratnakar is.
She's a CA and he was a coach for CA friends as well.
So we're changing.
Akshat Srivastava. Have you seen Akshat? He was a McKinsey consultant. One of the top, I think, GRE topper. Akshat Srivastava. Just take. He's Ankur is not here.
Yeah. He's more like a general Gyan sort of thing, right?
Storyteller. Very good storyteller.
Yeah, so that ends our presentation.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you.
There are some inputs from everyone. So I would want all of you to fine tune, thinking certain specific scenarios and then share it with us. I'll share it with my team also. Somebody picks up something in that.
Folks online, any questions, thoughts before we wrap up for the day and for the module?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So consulting presentations, we need to have some kind of a sample or something.
I have one example at least.
We will have the example. That's what she will say.
Example.
Example. Example of what?
What exactly is the action? Because what we are thinking is what we gave is the action of the insight, but if it is not action of the insight, then what exactly? Any example?
What we can next week is your exam, no? Next week is your exam. No exam is it?
Exam is here.
For this one. Everything there is an
Just got a
exam.
confirmation from Shri. There will be an exam.
Before we thought there is no exam.
No, but we.
No,
It's only
I'll give you a brand new
scenario.
case study, for example, right? A
Scenarios.
brand new business, ask you to critique that business in terms of certain things, right? Stuff like that. So we'll be leveraging what we've discussed in that class. We don't need to prepare anything separate.
Before that exam, maybe half an hour, I will try to see, show you a sample before that. So if it starts at 2:30, it will go to 30 minutes. I will start. I'm not sure in which stage and all that. After the exam. For exam, we need to publish.
It'll be good if you are here. Or I mean,
2:30 minutes.
or you want to do it online.
We can come. We can start at 10:30. Morning we can start it. So that afternoon you can. You don't get.
You folks prefer online exam or you want to come over here and then do
No,
it?
but if it's morning, it's better. It's better and morning.
So that you can work on your project also, no? Finish off your projects, people. Two of you are, I think Muzamil is on speed. Two of you, what are you doing? Yeah. So come and do it.
When are you planning for the?
We got Kanpur. We are postponing. We only got Kanpur. Anyway, you work on the second one. Only.
Mine second is done. First one I'll start seeing. I'll come here. I will talk to you once.
You still working on that financial thing or
It's
something
done.
else?
I finished that. That I actually moved to the second project, the finance one, because
That is your company project, right?
That's
One with insurance money.
It's the same one only. We just want more ideas because ML, I want to know how are we converting into a ML problem. So proper business problem is there. How can we convert it to ML? Existing
I have to also
organization.
run to few classes because it's getting over and
Sure.
Any questions, thoughts? So welcome before we wrap up. Thank you, Shilu.
Thank you.